Hey everyone, this is a clip from a recent episode of Another Pass, where we talk about movies and all the struggles that go into making them. If you like it, check out the whole podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Well, the great shame is that they didn't use the costumes from the Pink Ranger miniseries that came out from Boom a couple of years back. That it was everyone got powered through the Pink Ranger, but they had their own costume, but with pink trim. So like the Black Ranger had black uniform, pink trim, and also this really cool jacket. It was like amazing designs. I'm so mad that that's just not the default Power Ranger.
I actually was a little upset with this Pink Ranger costume because I felt like the pink was a little muted. Like the red was really bright and bold, and yellow was very bold, and like the blue looked good, but like pink kind of felt sad. It didn't feel pink.
They made her fuchsia.
Yeah.
They made her fuchsia.
Yeah. She had like a lot of like magentas or maroons instead of pink on in various scenes, and some of that could just be color correction, but like the general aesthetic was they typically wore black clothes that had color pops. Like it would be black with red text for Jason, and Kimberly usually had like a more muted one, like you said, like fuchsia, or like there was a spot where it was like, oh, that's a distinctly maroon top right there.
Yeah, but like honestly, like in the clothing choices, fine. Like not everybody has to dress color coded.
But in the suit, yeah.
like why wouldn't I want like a fun, bright pink pop? Give it to me. What? Why?
Well, because this is a tarnished Pink Ranger.
Well,
Oh, God.
Like, so
No.
here's the weird thing for me talking about Naomi Scott. So she looks at like a perfect update to Amy Jo Johnson in terms of
Yes,
just like face. Like
1,000%.
if you had told
yes.
me that was her daughter playing the same role, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. And like, I realized that they're not literally that close, but they're just the same type. And she was very buff for this movie, which I appreciated, like the shots of her like breaking shit while wearing a tank top, and like you could see her guns, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. She's gotten in shape for this movie and for other stuff because she's just an actress. In terms of like the look for the part, that part was solid. In terms of how we're going to write the character, oh God, she's a cyberbully who has like destroyed someone's life. Like, whoa.
That was a lot, but it is nice to see somebody being held accountable for that, but not in the correct way. Like, because they still write it like the other girls are the mean girls and Kimberly is the victim. Like,
I know,
that is
right?
how the movie is written.
Doesn't their car get fucked up during the monster fight at
Yeah.
the end?
Yeah.
Yep. And she's very happy about it. And she's just like, oops, sorry. And I was like, oh, so you literally have not learned your lesson. Great.
yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's like so weird
Thank
because
you.
like when you watch like the first scene and she's just like, oh my God, like I'm so glad we could put this behind us, and then they're mean to her. As the viewer, you want to side with her because you feel like she's being bullied and ostracized, like off the team. And then later on you learn, oh no, like I actually did this really awful thing by basically sharing someone's nude with someone that they were not authorized to have. Like, wow, bro, like that's a crime.
You can tell a man wrote the script. You can tell a man wrote the script because Jason says, oh, there's pictures of all of us just floating around school. And I was like, nope, that's not the answer. I'm sorry, baby. That is not the answer.
Yeah.
No.
And then he's just like, well, just own it.
No.
And then just be the best version of you. It's like, no. Like, bro, you should be like, that's not good. You shouldn't have done that. And he's not. It's so weird. It's such a weird take. It's like someone was like, oh, I'm going to write it like this. So like, it just shows that like all flawed people can be redeemed or something. It's going to be a twist. She's not actually going to be the victim. And it's like, this is already a formula movie. It's okay if you just like lean into the formula. It's okay if you let it be a misunderstanding. It's okay if you let the guy be the person who stole it from her phone. Like, this is already a formula. The Power Rangers is a formula movie. Let it be a formula.
Yeah.
Sit in the formula. We don't need twisted turns. We don't need like an M. Night Shyamalan thing in this.
Yeah, I listened to the audio commentary for this movie, and one of the things that the director and screenwriter talked about is how they wanted to subvert more of the traditional superhero tropes and topics therein. And yeah, that was not the right choice. It's kind of like Ang Lee's Hulk. It's trying to outsmart its genre, and you just can't do that with something so entrenched in genre.
Remember, if you like that clip, check out the podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.